Hey guys, what's going on? So I just wanted to come on here real quick and make this short video paying my respects to the late great American Dream Dusty Rhodes, who passed away earlier today at the age of 69. Um, I never really followed Dusty's career as a wrestler, but my best memories of Dusty Rhodes will be his commentary days in WCW. Um, in addition to his passion and his enthusiasm, one thing I always remember about Dusty Rhodes was his voice. Dusty Rhodes has one of those voices that will, once you hear it, it sticks with you forever. It reminds you of the man that he was. Dusty Rhodes, um, Dusty's voice undoubtedly one of the best voices, so to speak, in the world of professional wrestling. And everybody can do their own Dusty Rhodes impersonation, but there will only be one Dusty Rhodes. But it was Dusty's commentary that really stuck out to me in WCW, because I started watching WCW in 1996, so that was when I was first introduced to Dusty. But I know what Dusty Rhodes has contributed to the sport. He was a trailblazer for professional wrestling. And what I will always remember Dusty Rhodes for, the one thing I always remember him for, is the fact that he was never the biggest. He was never the most powerful. He may have not had 24-inch pythons. He may have not been the eighth wonder of the world. He was never the dirtiest player in the game, although he did uh, go toe-to-toe with that man in one of the most celebrated rivalries in the wrestling history. But I always remember Dusty Rhodes for being the common man, and he fought for the common man. He was never the flashiest, he was never the fanciest, but he fought for the common man, and he fought for those who weren't flashy, who weren't fancy, those hard workers, those 9 to 5 workers, and those fans were able to identify with Dusty. And Dusty not only lived the American dream, he embodied it. And I just want to thank Dusty Rhodes for his contributions to the sport of wrestling, for his contributions to NXT, because he was like a mentor to some of the young talent down there in NXT, and eventually those talent will become the future of WWE. And Dusty Rhodes, I never met Dusty in person, but I can only imagine what a mentor he was after all his years in the wrestling business. And speaking of, his legacy will live on not only through his work, not only through his accomplishments, his achievements, but through his sons as well. His sons Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, and Stardust, Cody Rhodes. Uh, I can only imagine how hard this is for them right now, having lost their father. But I believe that their legacy will be carried on through, or that his legacy will be carried on through Cody and Goldust. So, like I said, guys, I just wanted to come up here and pay my respects to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I'm just keeping this video real short. I do think about that one promo that Maria Menounos reenacted, that she recited as a sign of respect for Dusty. The one where Dusty was talking about Ric Flair and the hard times that Ric Flair put Dusty Rhodes and his family through. I've never seen the original promo, but if you watch that promo, you'll see why Dusty Rhodes, you'll see this passion in Dusty Rhodes that ultimately made him one of the greatest wrestlers of his generation, one of the greatest of all time, and one of the greatest men to ever talk on a mic. One of the greatest talkers, if not the greatest talker in wrestling history. And, um, like I said, thank you, Dusty, for your contributions. Thank you for the memories. My prayers, thoughts, and condolences go out to the Rhodes family. And like I said, Dusty Rhodes may have never been the biggest, or may have not been the most ripped. He may have not had a bodybuilder. He may have not looked like a bodybuilder, but he fought for the common man. And the common man can appreciate and respect what Dusty Rhodes stood for, because he not only lived the American dream, he embodied it. And you, no matter how many times people do their best Dusty Rhodes impersonations, like I made myself right now, baby, just to show my respect for the man himself, because undoubtedly he was one of the best and a trailblazer for professional wrestling. There will only be one Dusty Rhodes. And it's truly sad that we lost him. But those pearly gates up there just got blessed with Common Man, and I'm sure up there Dusty's gonna be entertaining God and keeping that legacy alive. And yeah, like I said, guys, Dusty Rhodes, the Common Man, lived the American dream, embodied the American dream, and his legacy will live on. So rest in peace, Dusty, and thank you for the memories. You're truly one of the greatest.